bold face of Ford, of course, you can't mistake the Ford grille. But this is Ford busing for a change. The Tourneo or Tourneo Connect range. And this is the top model, the Limited. So it's got all the spec you want. The top family version. You can see the very deep spoiler effect over here, the cooling. You come round, you've got bi-xenon headlights over there, which of course is so important. Very interesting daytime running lights that almost circle round the headlights over there. Fog lights down at the bottom. You can see it looks really, really neat, and in this dark grey color, it looks very good. You got mag wheels over here, 17 inches. Well, for a bus, I reckon that's pretty good, pretty useful. It certainly fills a useful purpose over there. You have a look, nice big front doors over here. And interestingly, fuel tank, you've got to open the door to get to the fuel tank, just something I noticed a bit different. Of course, it's the passenger space that counts. We will do some inside, but you have a look. Dual sliding doors both sides, which I think is a useful feature. And we'll check it out again just now, but you can have the middle row of seats facing forwards or backwards. And of course, a nice big slide over there to close it. You come around towards the back, you can see the long effect over here to the back end of the vehicle. And a big, heavy tailgate. It really is. But look at the luggage space in the back for a 7 or 8-seater, in fact. And this is something that I do appreciate on this vehicle. Because remember, you can load up. So this thing will take plenty suitcases. That's for sure. When it goes into shuttle type use, something like that, you can see how useful it'll be to take all the suitcases. You've got 3 individual seats in each row in the middle and back. And the interesting thing, you can see there is a tray effect on the middle one, so you can just drop it if you want, if you've got less passengers, and there you've got your tray, drink holders, etc., items like that. There is also a very useful 12-volt socket in the boot area over there. Just a good feature to have. Move back a little bit and you'll see, thank goodness, considering the height, there is a nice strap over here to pull down the rear hatch. Give it a close. There's a rear camera, so important. I'd hate to drive a vehicle like this without one of those. And of course, rear park distance control added to the camera. So it's got all of that. Powered by Ford's new 2-litre single turbo version, which is important to note as well. It's a single turbo. Puts out 135 kilowatts and 435 newton meters of torque. So it's got plenty of grunt for a vehicle like this. That is what's going to count when you're using it as a business shuttle, airport shuttle, or for family use. Let's start inside, but we're going to start in the rear end just for a change. Family use, of course, as I said, is important. So what you've got to do, you've got a nice step over here, grab a big handle over there, and plenty of space to climb in. Nice and easy, nice and useful. And let's come right across to over here. Really, look at this, room to stretch out. Obviously, be aware of the people opposite you, but you've got plenty of space. You've got your seat belts. Something really, really nice on this vehicle is, take a look down here. There's 2 USBs on either side at the back. And I think that is such a lovely feature over there. And certainly does work. And I remember when I did a day with Ford and we traveled around in these following a rally, how important those USBs were over there. Nice cup holder here as well, right next to me for rear passengers if you aren't using this one here, or if you need this middle seat. So it's the versatility that counts. You can set the middle row to face forward or back. It's obviously up to you. And note all the air vents you've got all over the place in the rear. Very important that they are there. And interestingly, obviously the rearmost windows don't open or close, but the middle are a sliding effect. I'm not going to worry now. They lock, they do all kinds of things, but you can slide the windows at the middle over there at very least. So I do like that as well. Very important feature. Note that 4 Isofix fittings on the outer seats of both these rows. And we put the Isofix seat in during the test to take the little one along on a day outing with a family. So easy to put in and take out. And that's a big test and an important test. Something else that's really useful is, do you notice all the space underneath between the seats? All accessible, all useful for storage of little things, hideaway, that you can, if you're not using the boot area, you can make sure that you use all these areas very importantly and just make lots and lots of space for everybody. And that really counts. I did say sliding doors both sides, and you've even got pull-up blinds, both middle and rear. So you've got the privacy factor, or just shade for the little ones when you are transporting lots of little ones in the back. Now let's see what it's like for the driver. Round and round, round and round, the wheels on the bus go round and round, all over town. And that's the way you treat and go with a family when you've got a bus. Why not? Because that's what buses are built for. And that's what you test buses for. And you take it on a Motor Matters road trip on a Sunday with the family, and you get the singing going as well. Let's start off behind the wheel as always and have a look at some figures over there. I did reset the trip meter during the test, so don't worry about the distance covered. But if you have a look, 9.4 litres per 100. It's not great, but then again, if you consider it's a big bus, it's a big vehicle, it's certainly not the most aerodynamic in the world, and we were carrying the whole family, I'm pretty happy with that. So you can expect a figure of that, and that has been open road cruising, family trip, and a lot of round town driving. So definitely a figure that would be representative of anybody driving this vehicle. And I think you could average a figure like that quite easily. Your steering wheel, of course, has all the controls you are used to. Your cruise control, which you can set, as you can see, it is an active cruise control. You can set the distance from the car in front. It's got all the buttons over there. I'm not going to go through every single button. They're very, very standard. What I do like, and now this does possibly show its commercial roots as well, is note an extra cubby hole, even with a USB. I hope you can see it over there, but actually showing you an extra USB in front of the driver over here on the dash, something I haven't seen before. But really, if you've got more gadgets, you've got more gizmos you need to plug in, how about that for an extra USB and a 12 volt? Bet you weren't expecting that one, were you? So there are items like that over there that are going to make a very big difference to the vehicle. You come across over here, you'll see it's got the black piano face over there, effect over there. It's of course got your touch screen, which allows for, of course, the reverse camera as well. Again, nice feature, good to have. And look at that, even shows the tow bar in the back and the overhead view. So it's got all of those features as well for you. And of course, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. It's got all of it. You know what it's got. Your air conditioning system over here, quite effective. Unusual. Look over here. You've got to go right across there to press that button to cut out the stop-start on the engine. I've said before how much I hate stop-start systems. Well, there it is on this vehicle. Come across this side over here. You do have a button over there for mode, for example, and that can switch between eco and normal. And I did just click in the eco once during the test, and I must tell you, when I put the normal back on, boy, did it give a shove. And you suddenly realize the difference between the two modes. So just be aware of it. Possibly if you're really heading down to Durban or something, you can stick it into eco mode and cruise along. 6-speed automatic gearbox, smooth, comfortable, nice, not a problem. And if you want to go into manual mode, it's got the little rocker switch on the driver's side over there that you press for down and up. Quite straightforward, quite simple. Got a nice little area over here that I've been keeping my phone in. 2 cup holders, notice that. And for privacy, you can just close it over there. Note, of course, the 12 volt and a USB again here. So look, think about how many USBs I'm showing you. It's there, it's over there, and there's 4 in the back. That's something that I think is nice and catering for, obviously, what this vehicle's built for. Family use, cruising around, traveling around. Something else that's really interesting on the vehicle is if you go across to the passenger side over there, you'll notice there's a cup holder up top and another one down below. So plenty cup holders in here too. Do you notice that? And these are features that on a bus that you're likely to be traveling around in, that you really are going to appreciate. Something else that's got, and I think again this is commercial roots, but who cares, is note there's a little hidey hole up here for sliding. I don't know about phones, although it has got a non-slip section over there, but it certainly is good for hiding something in there, and a storage area. You also notice now the seats, the front seats, very comfortable individual seats, manual adjustment for height and everything else. Armrests over here that you can lift up or down for the driver and passenger, and a nice area between the seats and even between the front and middle row for storing extra items, and certainly out of the prying eyes of other people. That could be a big factor as well, and that's where your safety, security of storage, etc. would come into it. Overall, there are a few buses on the market. You've got, of course, the Honda H1, you've got the VW Combi range, and then you go up to Mercedes V-Class, don't forgetting the Toyota Quantums in between. This one is the top of the range. You've seen, I've shown you, it's got all the spec you'd want and the price. At the top end of the range, 778,500 Rand right now. You can get into old 2.2 litre versions as well. They do bring them in with the old motor, the Duratorque motor, etc. And you can come in at the 600s in that range over there. So they certainly are price competitive as well. Smooth, comfortable. It's certainly, in my book, ticks many, many boxes for that shuttle or larger family use. Entirely your choice. Well, it's certainly up to you. Interesting one. I like bus driving somehow. I just enjoy it, especially when I can take the family along. Why not? Overall, looking for a bus, a shuttle, a large family transport, don't ignore this one. Check it out among the competitors and then make an educated choice. For Matters, I'm Alan R. See you next time.